Happy Tuesday! Time for Tidbit Tuesdays. Our life insurance series continues. So I've talked about why to get life insurance. I've talked about the different types of life insurance. This week I'm going to talk about if you have life insurance and why you would need through your employer and how that works and why you would still need life insurance. So a lot of people will get life insurance through an employer. If you're offered benefits, a lot of times, sometimes it's a small policy, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 of term coverage. It costs you almost nothing because it's through your employer, or your employer provides it free of charge. The other type of life insurances I've seen is you can buy up on those plans sometimes, and every year you can increase the coverage where it's so many times your salary. That is fantastic if you have that. But if you leave your employer, many times that insurance, you can't take it with you. That means it's not portable. That means you lose it. And if you did not get a policy outside of your employer, and now you're 40 years old, and maybe you have high blood pressure or high cholesterol, or you have other issues, it's going to be really difficult to get affordable life insurance. So every single person who has life insurance somewhere still needs an individual policy at the bare minimum for final expenses. And again, I cannot harp on this enough. Get it sooner than later, because the younger you get it, the least expensive it is. If you're young enough, we can do whole. If not, we can do term. But it can be concurrent. Both policies, what a lot of people don't realize is both policies would pay. You can have more than one life insurance policy. So it is okay to get a policy because your employer coverage, they don't care about your health. They don't ask those questions. It's guaranteed that you can get that because you work there. That is not true on the individual market or if you lose that coverage. So getting life insurance before you have health issues, or maybe you go to another employer that doesn't offer health insurance, and now you're stuck. And, I've talked to people that have always had employer health insurance, life insurance, and have never, ever thought to get it on their own. And now we're facing some challenges with getting coverage on an individual basis. I hate to see that, and it's just, I get it. Everyone's within a budget. A lot of people live paycheck to paycheck. But because of health issues and because of age, if we can figure out a way to get you something that fits in your budget, that is affordable and will offer your family protection if something happens to you, that is just critically important. So if you work for an employer, you may want to ask, hey, is my life insurance portable? If it is, great, but you need to also know what that premium is going to be. And even if it is portable, maybe it's a universal policy, which tends to be more expensive, it still may make sense to get a term policy to help cover final expenses. Think about that. Next week, I'm going to bring it all together and talk about wills and trusts and life insurance and how all that comes together and why it's important to follow certain steps. So until next week, peace out.